Hi there, this is Frida from EMCsoft. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we're going to be learning how to create document templates in your CRM. So stay tuned and let's master Bitrix24 together. Alright, so first off, I'm going to show you exactly what a document template is and what it looks like. And then we're going to go through and create a brand new template from scratch so that you can learn how to create one yourself. So basically, Bitrix24 has standard document templates like invoices or quotes, and we can create particular documents within our company to grab information from the CRM and put that information into the template without having to manually create the document itself. I have an invoice ready here for my contact Anna. And so keep in mind that these document templates can be created on any CRM item, so be it a deal, a lead, a contact, etc. In this case, we are going to go ahead and create it inside an invoice itself. And then I will show you the example within a deal so that you can see both examples. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open up the invoice that I created. Awesome. So here in the invoice, I have my amount in currency, I have my invoice date, I have my pay before date, I have the company, the client company that's associated with this invoice and the contact for that company. I also have the beneficiary account details, so our company details. So these company details are going to be configured within your Bitrix portal settings. To go ahead and configure your company details, you can head to CRM and then settings, and then you will see the option My Company Details, and that will open up all of the different companies that you have set up in your account. If you've never done this before, you won't see any there. You can create a new one. In our case, we have ours already saved in here. Okay, so you're going to be able to add particular details here. If I click here on those particular details, I will be able to see my VAT ID, the address for my company, company name, and even a signature and stamp if I wanted to, right? In this case, we don't have a stamp, but you could configure that if you wanted to, and you can also add the banking details for your company, okay? All right, beautiful. So we're back here in our invoice and I see all my information here. So I'm gonna go ahead and create the document, the invoice document. So I'll head over here to document on the top right corner of the invoice. And if you were going to add a new template, you would click here, and then here I can see all of the already available templates. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and choose invoice in USD from EMCsoft International, and it's going to actually create the PDF file and pull all of the information from the invoice from the contact into the PDF, right? So here in seller, I'm going to see my company details, right? So I see the name of the company, the address, company code, and VAT. And in the buyer, I see also the company name, the address, and VAT. So that's all being pulled from the fields here in the invoice itself, okay? And I can also see the products, quantity, units, price, and total here in the invoice, all right? So I'm going to show you exactly how to create these templates so that you can easily create invoices, estimates, contracts, etc. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a different example than the one we're seeing here, just so that you can see kind of multiple ways to work with the templates. All right, so the first thing you will want to do for the template creation is to create a Word document and make sure it is a Word document, as Bitrix won't support PDF documents for uploading for the templates. So it needs to be Word document, okay? So I've gone ahead and created kind of the structure of the document that I want as a template. So this is going to be a payment request. We're going to add the payment request number, which is going to be the deal ID, the issue date, which is going to be the current date, due date, which is going to be the date when they have to make the payment, right? The limit for receiving their payment. Awesome. And here we're going to add all of the client information. So client company, contact person, email, phone number, billing address, VAT number, etc. for the client and also for us as the providers. And additionally, we're going to add the payment breakdown here with the product description, quantity, unit price, discount, and total, right? Awesome. Also, we're going to add payment terms with some notes, payment deadline. We're going to repeat that from the one that we have up here, just so it is clear, and the payment instructions on the bank name that we have as the providers, the account holder name, IBAN, SWIFT, etc. Then we're going to add down here the responsible person for creating this template and the email for that responsible person and the signature. So I'm going to keep the signature here in my template. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly how to pull all of this information. Right, so we're going to go one by one. First thing we're going to add is the payment request number. As I said, this is going to be the deal ID. In this case, we're going to create the template within the deal. Awesome. So in this next part, what I'll show you is how to fill in the data, how to pull the data from the CRM into our fields here in the document template that we're trying to create. All right, so to do that, we're going to go to document on the top right corner of the CRM item, in our case, a deal. And we're going to go ahead and head to the add new template option. We'll click there. And next, we're going to head to this gear wheel that we see on the top right corner and select fields. Okay, so this is going to give us the actual symbolic codes that we need to use in order to pull the information into the document. Okay, so for example, deal ID, I see it as the first one. I'm going to go ahead and copy that, add it into the document. Perfect. Next, we're looking for the issue date, which should be the current date. Okay, so we have a custom field for that, and I will search for it now. So current date. Great. So again, this is a custom field. You'll notice that whenever we are pulling custom fields, we will be able to see the custom field code here as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and copy that one as well. Great. Again, that current date is a custom field date that I created. I'll show you super quickly. This is my current date here. Okay. I can see my current date field here in my deal. Okay. So I want to show you exactly how that's configured. If you go here to your deals and you go to your fields, we'll look for that current date field that I created. So I created it as a date field, of course, and I selected the default value to current date. Okay, awesome. So let's head back to our template. And now we need to pull the due date. And our due date is going to correspond to our payment deadline date, which we configured as well as a custom field. So let's go ahead and search for that here. Awesome. So we see here the symbolic code. Again, this is a custom field. We'll copy that and we'll add that to our Word document. Great. Also, I want to go ahead and pull the deal name here as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to search for the code of the deal name. So you'll see a lot of codes with the word name. So let's go ahead and search for the right one. Ours should be the deal name. So here all I see is contact first. So let's go ahead and search for the deal name. And next we see a lot of the company symbolic codes. So let's scroll down. So here we found the name, okay, and the symbolic code is going to be title. So I'm copying that over. I wasn't able to find it just with name. So what I did is I searched it through title. The reason I knew that the tag would be title is because I'll show you here. You can highlight the actual field name and then just go ahead and right click and click inspect. That's going to show you the actual tag or symbolic code here, so I can see that is title, and that's the reason that I searched as title in the fields, because I wasn't able to find it just with name. All right, so I searched with title. Awesome. So I found that down here, and I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that over where the deal name should be. Okay, awesome. And just be careful there with formatting. Awesome. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to test what we have so far and make sure it's pulling the correct information. And then we're going to continue on with the rest of the information in the template. Keep in mind that sometimes we choose the incorrect symbolic codes. That's okay. This is a lot of trial and error. So just trying out the symbolic codes, making sure it's pulling up the correct information, and if not, try a different symbolic code. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to try these, we're going to test these, make sure they're pulling the correct information, and then once we've done that, we're going to continue on with the rest of the data. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and save. Beautiful. So we've already saved, and I'm going to go ahead and upload the template here. To do that, it's probably going to ask me to close down this one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and upload. You can either drag the file or select it from your computer. Okay, beautiful. So I have uploaded the template, and I will just call this template purchase request. Beautiful. So I'm going to keep this checkbox checked because I do want this to be active, and I can add signatures and stamp. Again, these are the ones that I showed you earlier that are located in the company details. We're also going to need to bind it to whatever CRM sections we want it available in. Then you're going to add the template users. So you can add either specific users from a list or particular departments, or you can just do particular work groups as well, or you can just leave the all employees, which is going to be the default selection when you're adding a new template. Okay, awesome. Also, it's going to ask you to bind to a country. All right, so what this is going to do, this is going to affect the format of date, time, and name. So if you don't see the country that you need here, you can just go ahead and create one by clicking the create button. In this case, I'm just going to leave it as UK. All right. Also, you can add the use auto numbering template option. So you can either create your own or configure any existing one that you have. So basically, this is going to create a unique number for a document, like a sequential number or a sequential date or customer ID. Okay. In our case, this isn't too important as we will be pulling the deal ID, and that's going to be our document ID. And save. All right, so I've gone ahead and saved the template. Okay, so I will be able to see that here now. I can see purchase request. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click that. And it's going to start to create the PDF file. Let's give it a second for it to load. Perfect. So the document has been created and it's looking good. The format has stayed as is. Sometimes when you start adding information, the document will extend over to another page, and so it can create a little bit of a mess for you. So it's looking good. We have the information here. We have the deal ID, we have the issue date and the due date. So we're going to double check and make sure this information is accurate. So let's go back and let's check the ID first. Okay, so ID is 1270, so that's looking good. Payment deadline, which is the payment due date, is going to be the 22nd of May 2026. Let's double check that. Okay, due date looking good, 22nd of May 2026. And the current date, which is going to be the issue date, is 13th of May 2026. Let's double check. Okay, so looking good, 13th of May 2026. And last but not least, the deal name. Okay, so let's double check that deal name here. Bitrix24 CRM implementation, initial setup payment. So let's double check that. Okay, looking good. So the deal name was copied correctly as well. All right, so this is a good start to our template. Let's continue on with the other fields as well. All right, awesome. So let's close this and we're going to go back to document, add new template, and hit that gear wheel again to open up the field section. All right, and let's open up our document again. Great. So here we've got those codes already, and we're going to head over to the client information. Now this is where it can get a little bit tricky and where we can pull the incorrect information, because this is actually going to be pulled from the contact that is linked to the deal where we're at. So let's double check. Let's take the codes and then we will test and see if we have the correct codes or if we need to adjust anything. We're going to go ahead and select the client company. So for this, we're going to need the company name. Let's go here and search for company name. Okay, so here we are, company name, company title. So we're going to copy that one and we're going to paste that in our document. Beautiful. All right, so now the contact person, we are going to search name and we will dive into contact name. All right, so we've got company. We are looking for contact. So let's go ahead. All right. So here I see contact first name, contact last name, which is exactly what we need. I'm not going to add the middle name, but if it's important for you, you can just copy that and paste that as well. So I'll do contact first name here, space, and then the contact last name afterwards. Beautiful. Now we're going to go ahead and pull the email. All right. So let's go back and search for email. All right, so it's giving us company email first, but we're looking again for the contact email. So here we see the contact personal email, work email, etc. And you also see contact email in general. So let's double check where we have that email stored in the contact. So if we open up the contact that's linked there, we'll see that the email, there's actually two emails, one in work and one in other. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the one that is in the work field. So let's go back here and we will do contact email work. All right, now we're going to do the contact phone number. Okay, so we are doing phone. All right, again, it starts us off with company, so let's look for contact. All right, so same thing here. We've got private phone, work phone, just general phone, etc. So let's double check and see where we have that phone number stored. We've got it under work phone, so we're just gonna go ahead and copy our work phone. Beautiful. Now we're going to go ahead with the billing address. All right, let's go up and we are going to take this from the company. Okay, so easy peasy, company address. All right, so we're going to go ahead and copy that one. Okay, and then the tax ID or VAT number. And let's check under what field we have that on. And let's double check we've got, yes, the correct company. And let's see if we have VAT or some types of tax ID. Okay, so we do have tax ID. So let's double check. That could be a custom field. So it is a custom field here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to search for tax ID. Beautiful. So here we see our custom field here. Let's double check that we have the correct numbers ending in 1794. And here we go, 1794. So that's the correct one. Beautiful. We're going to go ahead and copy that and paste it here. Awesome. So now let's test this bad boy and see if we're pulling the correct information here. Okay. So what I'll do for that is I'm just going to delete the one that we had already uploaded, and I will upload the updated one and save. Beautiful. So now we're going to go ahead and create the document again. Okay, so invoice template. All right, so looking good so far. Let's double check all the information. So client company is in fact Blue Horizon Tech. Now we're gonna check contact person. Correct, John Smith, very good. Now we've got email. And this is correct as well, good. And we've got the phone number, which is also correct. And then we have the billing address. So Southampton Street, 2829, Italian Coffee Co., etc. Looking good. And then the tax ID, which was within the company. Here we go, EIN, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so all information is being pulled correctly. So let's continue on with the rest of the information. In the provider information, I'm going to pull from our own company details. All right, now we're going to pull our company details. So I just wrote the word mine. It's already popping up for me. Okay, so I can see here my company name. All right, my company title. We're going to copy that over. Now we're going to pull our legal address. We have it here, so copy, beautiful. And our company email. And here's my company email. We'll copy that. And right below, we also see my company phone number. Beautiful, so we're copying that over as well. And our tax ID. So for the VAT ID, I'm actually going to search as VAT ID and see what comes up. This one could be tricky. You could be tempted to do, for example, company, customer details, VAT ID. That's going to pull the customer's VAT ID. So we're trying to find the one for my company. All right, and it looks like we found it. It seems like it could be this one. So it's my company and then my company details, VAT ID. I'm going to go ahead and double check this code. So let's head over to our company details and go to settings, company details, and then scroll down to find it. Okay, so I'll open up the company details here. I do have my VAT ID here. Let's double check that symbolic code by inspecting, right click and then inspect, as I said before. So the symbolic code is showing us that this is a default Bitrix field. This is not a custom field, and it's showing us RQ VAT ID. So it seems like this could be correct, right? My company requisite RQ VAT ID. So let's double check. We'll copy that. And let's go ahead and upload this template again and see if all of this is pulling the correct information. All right, so now I have deleted the past template that we had added here, and I have again uploaded the one that is updated with the changes we just added. So let's make the test. We'll hit document again, purchase request, and let's wait and see if that information is pulling correctly. All right, so let's double check this information. Let's go to our company details. Okay, awesome. So the company name is pulling correctly. And let's check the legal address here. Okay, looking good. Also pulling the legal address correctly. All right, now the email. Let's revise that as well. We're gonna hit the X button and we can see the email up here. Okay, so looking good. Now let's check for the phone number. Okay, let's see. Okay, also looking good, 7436. Good. And the VAT number, which is the LT Lithuanian VAT number. Okay, good. Looking good, 3423. Awesome. So we have all our information being populated correctly so far. Now we're going to go ahead with the payment breakdown up to quantities, units, discounts, and totals. All right. So let's take a look and see how we can pull this information. First, we're going to search for the product description. Great. Once we're here, we're going to look for product. Okay, and we're looking for the product description. Okay, so we have the product description here. In this case, I'm just going to add the product name because the product name in my case actually describes the product, but you can add both if you'd like. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the product name. Great. Now we're going to add the quantity. Okay, and we have it here, products, product quantity. Now this is where it can get a little bit tricky. Don't worry if this is elongating your format. In the real document, it's not going to do that because the quantity is going to be a small number and it's not going to disrupt your Word format. Awesome. Now we're looking for the unit price. Here we go. So units of measurement, and that's going to be this one here. All right, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go ahead and copy that. Great. Now we're going to add, if there are any discounts, they should be showing here. So we have discount percent. Okay, so that's what we're going to copy over. Here we go. So this is the one we're looking for, discounted price without tax. And we're going to paste that here in the line total. Now we're looking for the subtotal. And for the price totals, what I did is just search for the word total. So we're going to copy over from the total before tax, right? So I'm going to copy that over and we'll be able to pull that tax right here. So we'll copy that in. And then we're going to copy the total amount from here. All right, so let's see if this works. Let's make a small test. All right, so in testing the latest update that we did, I am not getting the tax here. Even though there is no tax on this product in this deal, there should still show an amount of 0. So we should see the $sign and a 0. So this is not showing up. We're gonna have to modify that. But let's check everything else. So in the description, again, I just added the product name because that's enough with the description. And let's go ahead and check that. So yes, the product name is showing correctly. Bitrix consultation. We have a quantity of 1 pieces. All right, so let's check that. So we got 1 and the unit price is pieces, looking good. We could change this to hours, etc. So we're just pulling from the deal. Okay. Discount, that's 15%. We didn't add the percentage. So Bitrix is only going to pull the amount. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to add a percentage right after. Okay, there we go. So next time we upload this baby, we'll have that percentage value there. So next is the line total, which is the 425. This is correct. Again, we place this as the same thing, right? The 425 here and the one down below. Beautiful. And this is our subtotal. It's looking good, 425 with that 15% discount. Great. And total amount due is looking good as well. So the only thing we're missing is the tax or the VAT. And let's head back to fields and look for that tax value. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for tax total. But I do also have tax total over down here. Okay, so let's try both. We're going to copy the first one, and if that doesn't work, we'll add the bottom one. So now let's update this and see what happens if we get that tax showing us 0 there. So I'm going to upload the document again. All right, and once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and click document here. And I'll just refresh just in case, just making sure everything is updated. Great, now I'm going to click here and wait for the document to load. Okay, beautiful. It is showing us that 0. It's centered. I accidentally centered it in the Word document, but it's looking good. Beautiful. Now we're going to move on to payment type. Payment deadline, any notes that we have, and then the payment instructions here as well. So let's continue. So payment type first. Let's look for our payment type field. It's right here. We actually don't have anything selected. So let's go ahead and select full payment, save, and then we'll be able to pull that information there. So I'm just going to highlight this again and just inspect the field title just to understand what our code is. Okay, so 8714, because this is a custom field. Let's take a look within the fields. And we're gonna look for payment type. Okay, awesome. So we've got that here. We're just gonna go ahead and copy that. Great. The payment deadline is going to be the due date. So I'm just gonna copy that one from the due date that we had up above. Now we're gonna copy the notes, which in our deal are actually placed as comments. And here we have our comments. So I'm just gonna double check. This should be a default field. Yes, comments. All right, so let's go ahead and search for that. So we're going to copy that and place that in the notes. Now let's look for our payment instructions. And this is going to be under my company. All right, and it seems I finally found it in the third page. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy that. So we're gonna need first the bank name. Okay, so we see that here, my bank name. So let's go ahead and copy that. Beautiful. Now let's look for the account holder name. Here we go, bank account holder name. We'll copy that one as well. The IBAN as well, which is here. Okay, I can see IBAN here, so I'll copy this one over. And we've got SWIFT, which is this one here. I'll copy that as well. And we'll add a dash and add the BIC as well, which is right here. Okay, beautiful. All right, and prepared by, we're going to add the responsible person's name for the actual deal. So let's go ahead and search for responsible. All right, guys, I finally found it in the fourth page. Okay, so let's scroll up and we'll see that there. I'm here for first name and second name. So I'm going to do copy for the first name, space, and then we're going to copy the last name. Okay, here. And of course, if you need the middle name, go ahead and paste that as well. But in our case, we're just going to do the example with last name. And right below, we're going to add the responsible person's email. So we'll copy this guy and we'll paste that down here. Okay, awesome. That should be it. All right, so let's close this guy and then upload it again. All right, so I'm here deleting this other copy that we had, and we're going to upload what I hope is going to be our final copy. Okay, we'll see if that's true after we do the last test. All right, so purchase request. Again, we're going to leave this active. If not, we're not going to be able to create templates with this. In this case, I'm going to uncheck the with signatures and stamp because we're already adding the signature in the template that I showed you and the responsible person name and email. But you can go ahead and leave that on. As I explained earlier, this would be configured in the company details. Okay, awesome. And then we're going to bind to our CRM section where we're actually using it. In this case, we're binding to deal. But again, you have all your options here that you can select from. Awesome. Template users, we're just going to leave it for all employees. But again, you can add specific employees here or even specific departments and sub-departments. Beautiful. For binding to country, again, just to remind you, super quick, this is going to affect the formatting for date, time, and name. And if you need to add a different country, you can select from the list, or you can create a new country here if yours is not on the list. Awesome. For auto numbering, you can do this to create a unique number for the document, like a sequential number, date, or customer ID, and you can choose from the ones you have here, or you can create a new sequence yourself. For the payment details, this is going to be the text that the customer can see in the document when using specific payment methods. Okay, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but if you have questions about it, go ahead and leave them in the comments of the video. We will be happy to assist you. Great, so we're going to go ahead and click save. We have our new template here, updated with all the information. Let's make a quick refresh, and then we're going to test this guy out, see if everything looks the way we need it to. All right, so let's take a quick look. All of this was already confirmed beforehand, and what is not showing is the payment deadline, right? So we'll fix that in just a moment. Payment type, which is full payment, is correct. We can see that here. And our notes, which is our comments in the deal. Let's take a look. Discount applied per May offer. Correct. So we've got the correct notes here. Now let's take a look at those banking details and make sure they're being pulled correctly. Okay, so let's take a look at the bank name, and we'll have to head over to our company details for that. Okay, so bank name is Banking Circle SA, so that's correct. Account holder is Web EMCsoft. Okay, perfect, Web EMCsoft. And we should also be pulling the IBAN, which is correct. And now let's take a look at the SWIFT and the BIC. And it's looking perfect. Awesome, so everything is looking great. I'm just going to make the modification for the payment deadline, but I did put double brackets on accident, so I'm just going to delete one, and then this should help us pull that payment deadline date. Upload again, and then show you guys the final result. All right, so I've gone ahead and fixed the issue with the double bracket, and now the document is looking perfect. So I have the responsible person name and email here as well, the bank information, payment information, and then the client and provider information. So that's how easy it is to create a document template. All you have to do is look for the symbolic codes in the field section, and you'll be able to pull out any information that you want to show in the template. And of course, you can use this with other deals. Okay, so if you were to create any other deal, you would see that same option and be able to create that template with the information of that new deal instead of this one that we've used as an example. Thank you all for watching. We really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment all of your questions. We will be happy to answer them, and we hope to see you again soon.